And welcome everyone to another edition of First Angela's Homeschool, a educational program, an educational podcast to help you make better informed decisions. So, life is difficult. Homeschooling can be a viable choice in today's society. With the Common Core, with IEPs not being fully realized in today's public schools, homeschooling is often a choice. But before you choose homeschooling, there's a number of factors a family should consider, in my opinion. I've been homeschooling for, 9 years now. It doesn't seem that long, and boy, has it gone quickly. I love my kids. And for us, this was out of necessity. A short background on my family is that my oldest child, at age 8, was being bullied in school to where there was physical altercation. It was a systematic bullying problem that we were dealing with. And my child ended up in a hospital, and make things short. And they said to me that my child would not survive the school. So that's how we got started on our homeschool situation, because they would not release her from the hospital until I withdrew her from the public school, and I did not have the money to afford a private school. And this was a very delicate situation. It was a very delicate situation. So we've been homeschooling all this time, and it has been a great fit for my family. It has worked out well. So there's some things that I believe a family should consider before they elect to do a home education, which is truly what it is. It's a home education. And with all the different possibilities, there's Khan Academy. Ron Paul has a homeschool program, which is free up to the 6th grade. There's no excuse. I mean, it's not that expensive if you're resourceful. But having said that, let's go over a few points. Your time commitment. Just with this podcast, I realize that you do not have a lot of time to listen to me babble on and on. So let's go through this quickly. Time commitment. Homeschooling does tend to take up a lot of time in your day. It's more than just sitting down with some books for a couple hours. There's experiments and projects to be done, lesson preparations, papers to grade, field trips, park days, music lessons, therapy if you have a special needs child. So, commitment, how much time do you have to commit to this? And it's not so much as sitting down with books so much these days. It's getting an online school that will work well with your time constraints. There's all different types of families. The next option would be personal sacrifice. A homeschool parent, just as if your children were under the age of 5 and they were at home, it's not that much different. Getting that time alone, taking a bubble bath, getting a walk, being able to take care of you. You have to be able to take care of you and set a system in place. If you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to help your child. And parent and child are basically together 24/7. This took some adjustment for me. I'm a single mom, and this was a big adjustment for me because I was used to having a little bit of time to do housework, get some errands done, things of that nature. All right, the next point. I put financial matters down because it depends on what type of homeschooling you're going to do. A lot of people are opting for online school or using programs found on the school. And it varies from state to state also what you're required to do. You may be required to hire a teacher. If you're in Pennsylvania, that's the case. Hellstead is a really good place to go to, Homeschool Defense League. And they have a map where you can click on your appropriate state and it will show what the requirements are for that state. Do not be afraid. It's kind of like the Bible. Fear not. And we're not a heavily Christian family. We have our belief systems, which I will keep to myself. But not everyone will homeschool because of religious basis. So you have to look at the financial strain. What type of homeschooling requirements are you under? I'm in the state of Oklahoma. There's basically no homeschooling requirements as it's written into our Oklahoma state constitution. They cannot take that away from us, nor can they force us to do tests. But I'm in favor of testing. I have my children tested. All right, the next one. What about socialization? You're going to have to give more attention to get your children to get together others with others. Oh, that isn't right. You're going to have more time allocated so that your children can have one-on-one playtime, group time, many different types of socializations that your child will need. And it's not that difficult. I'm telling you, it's really not that difficult. You're going to find it more difficult to stay home. That is what's going to be found to be true. So the person that goes, well, what about socialization? Just kind of point them over to the public schools and make the notation that recently there have been studies that are showing that public school children have a problem with socialization. So, home can be a nurturing place. Home can be a wonderful place. And if you're smart and you can, reasonably smart, let me put it that way, and you can prepare your child to go to different meetings and you have the ability to go to these different meetings, socialization will not be such a problem. So, and it's rather helpful if you have a child with special needs, which I have one that's recovered from autism. Okay, household, your house, organizing, jurisdictions, as Michelle Duggar calls it. Housework, laundry still has to be done, but it's not going to be done the first thing in the morning. The first 3 hours of the morning when the child is up, that is when they can absorb the most information. So that's why a lot of the homeschool families homeschool in the morning for about 3 to 4 hours. It does work. You can do it for more than one child at one time. You can do this. So get a chart, make some jurisdictions, to the child's capability. Can they take the trash out? Can they empty the dishwasher? Help them be independent by enforcing some jurisdictions, and set up a schedule for yourself so at times when the holidays come upon you, you can stay with your schedule. On Mondays I do the laundry, or Saturdays or whatever it may be. It's a good way to be. The next point, both parents have to be in agreement. A house divided will fall. I do believe that. You have to be in agreement on the education of your children. One of the most important choices a parent makes. So, I don't have anything more to say about that. Is your child wanting to homeschool? Are they really against it? A willing student is the best situation. But it's your choice. You are the parent. You are the adult. Do not forget you are the adult, especially when you spend so much time together. So, you can do this just 1 year at a time. You don't have to commit till the child's in college. And in high school, you can even co-enroll the child in your homeschool and your local junior college to get some of the basics out. So, it's a good thing to do, college algebra and all that. It's not that difficult. It really is not. But that's further down the road. We're just thinking about homeschooling, right? Are you intimidated by the teaching? Do you think you're not able? Like, let's say you were in the grocery store and you met up with a homeschooling family and she explains that she chose a home education. Oh, I could never do that. Don't say that. Are you not capable of teaching your 5-year-old the alphabet, to print, to write, the basics? And I'm telling you, these online schools are so helpful. And there's curriculum out there that can tell you exactly what to say. Like Math, you see, is a popular math curriculum. It will tell you what to say each line. Ask what day of the week it is. Things like that. It literally tells you what to say. So, it's pretty user-friendly in my opinion. But there's many different types of homeschooling. We'll talk about that in a different podcast. All right. It is helpful to do some research. This is my last point. It's not really a question. But go to a homeschool support group. You may want to email the group leader and ask permission, because we are careful who we bring around our children. I'm sure you are too. So ask permission to come and, ask questions of the other parents. At times there will be moms and dads there. There are some dads that are stay-at-home dads, and they're the one doing the teaching. I'm involved in a group where a grandmother does the teaching. We call her Grandma Marilyn, and we love her to pieces. She is wonderful and a great source of resources. She's just amazing. And she does clogging. It takes a lot of energy. So, all right. Find out when you do this research if you relate with them, if this is a doable thing for you, if you get that opinion that I can do this too, and this is a good choice for my family, because that's what it comes down to. Is it a good choice for my family? And only you, yes, only you can answer that. So this has been another edition of First Angela School. And I say first because I'm putting education first with my children. So, I thank you, and as I say in all my podcasts, class dismissed.